Connect.
Yeah. Honestly, I've just been playing the end game for Pokemon because I forgot about it.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
figured as much.
what's the end game?
Lots of spoiler stuff. I'm not sure if you want me to actually say.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, I figured
Same.
not.
Stream, you're back. Here's how Pokemon ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
We should be back live. That should have repaired the connection. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, something just happened on stream too. It's weird.
What the
What,
fuck?
what do you mean? Something just happened on stream?
Hold on.
Probably just restarted.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah.
went offline and back online. That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
Ah,
No.
so.
That's something else.
Oh.
Hey.
What? That's so
Whoa,
funny.
wait, what? 5 emotes shared?
There you go. It's from the Happy Holidays. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gift to subject community to unlock emotes.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, thanks.
Yay. Hell yeah.
Dope. Alright, so the following morning is gonna come about. Who would like to go first? Who's itching to go? Other than Robin and Red.
Who are
Yeah,
going to be
I've-
sleeping till about noon.
Yeah.
Robin
exactly.
actually wakes up like at the break of dawn.
The fuck?
Yeah,
Exhausted.
Robin is no, not at all. Robin is fine. Robin just wakes up.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Robin has a hard time sleeping, but has great sleep.
Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Are you still under the effects of the drug?
No, but he is. You certainly have not seen him tired.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah.
let's go with Dorbin first.
All right.
You wake up early in the morning to do your clerically duties as per usual.
Yep.
What would you like to do with the open day that you have for the first time in at least a few days?
All right. So honestly, the first thing Dorbin thinks about is the weird tiefling friend that we had, Bell.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to make sure he's okay
So
and tend to any wounds that he can.
yep. Bell was brought back to the Rusty Dragon since his wounds had been overall superficial as far as you could tell, and he was put in a bed, a private room, where he remains unconscious by the time that you come to visit.
All right.
He lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, I mean, technically, it wouldn't. I got him so that he was not bleeding out anymore. So
Yeah.
he
Yes,
he's
just
probably
stable.
real fucked up. So
Yep.
I mean, I'll probably just hit him with a couple of heal spells to start off with, honestly,
All right,
just to get him back in tip-top shape.
sure.
Tippy-toppy.
Bell, you wake up.
Mhm.
Dorbin is sitting beside you, channeling some positive energy into your body, which feels a little bit off. It gives you a little bit of an itchiness. It's sort of like having those weird ointments on your skin. It does some work, but at the same time, it doesn't quite feel right. And as you do wake up, you feel your entire body just feels like shit. You can barely move your muscles.
Oh man.
Welcome
Oh.
back.
Ow. Oh. Oh. Dorbin,
What's up, man?
I'm in so much pain.
Yeah, I'm trying to help, but these are extensive.
Oh.
Dorbin, give me a heal check. Sorry, Matt. Yeah, heal. Heal, Matt.
Yeah,
That's
this
it.
is
Can't remember
it
the-
doesn't matter. It's not gonna go well. It's heal check, but yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're wisdom based, aren't you?
I am wisdom based, but it doesn't help that I have literally a skill point a level.
Oh.
Right?
That is enough, however,
Oh,
to
no.
realize something that is quite obvious, but requires a little bit of medical background to this. It is not just the fact that he was strung up and bled for quite a while. He has received some deeper lacerations, and in mechanical terms, he is at 2 Constitution from having taken Constitution damage.
Holy shit.
Oh. Wait, he's 2 total?
2 total.
Holy
Damn.
fuck.
Yeah. He needs ability repair. That's what he needs.
He needs to go live in the church for a little bit.
He gets 1 con back per day, I think.
Yes, it's
As
1
long
con
as-
per day.
Yeah.
hmm
Bed rest.
It's gonna take at least 2 weeks for him to be back on field ready.
Give him some
Damn.
long bottom leaf. He'll be
But-
fine.
Yeah, but you also know that it's just a matter of rest, good food, and a little bit of company, and he should be good in a couple of weeks.
Do I know if lesser restoration would help?
Should.
Should?
If I am not mistaken, lesser
It's
restoration.
D4.
No, if it's damage, I think it heals all of it.
Oh shit, maybe.
I'm not sure if
Um,
lesser does that.
Yeah, I think lesser's just healing damage, isn't it?
Yeah,
No,
I think it is 1d4. I could have sworn it
hang on.
was.
Restoration.
1d4 of
Pathfinder.
temporary ability damage.
I'm thinking of the standard restoration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cures 1d4 points of temporary ability damage to one subject's ability score. It also eliminates fatigue and improves exhaustion into fatigue.
So yeah.
Question is, would I have grabbed that? Probably not.
Well, if you knew you were gonna come see him
Actually,
this morning,
yeah,
Like,
I
you
actually
would've
do
known.
have it.
Yeah, you could take a moment, an hour of prayer in order to conjure up the strength needed for that spell.
No, I actually have it prepared.
Okay, then
Oh.
you have lesser restoration. You could help Bell out and put him back
Fucking
into at
baller.
least a point where he could walk
Alright.
today.
I'm just gonna roll the 1d4.
You want to add your +4 to this one, Sheik?
No,
he
she-
can't, it's his
he
die
can
rolls,
only-
not mine.
Oh,
Do
it's
it on
only
his
his
own
die
rolls.
rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, poop.
All right, so Bell,
The modifier up.
you're at 4. I need to.
Mhm.
Do you have control of your character sheet, or did I remove it?
You removed it. Actually, it's on hold. I think. I think I can still change it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me. I forgot to update it. So I'll just do it myself. You would
Yeah,
be
sure.
at 9 on damage.
Yep.
That's better.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
is
it's
better.
literally double what he just had.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you're at 7. You still have your buffs on.
Uh,
You should deactivate those. That should put you at 4 Constitution. Right. So Bell, you're at 4 Constitution, which is a horrifying state to be in. Your body just
Mhm.
feels languorous, so devoid of energy. You feel you're a little bit lightheaded. Your muscles ache whenever you try to move, and you're a little bit of short of breath. Like every inhalation hurts. It hurts to breathe. But yeah, you're not dead.
What happened, Dorban?
well, after you ran into that room and got put down pretty quickly, there wasn't any way that I was confident in us winning. So we pulled back for a day, rested up, came back with help. Lots of it, in fact. We came back with 3 of Red's friends, not really friends, but friends, and 2 paladins. And we're able to kill the demon, kill the priestess,
Oh, good.
and pretty much everything except for a handful of ghosts that are apparently in some secret room.
Well, hey, man, that's good. That's good
And
news.
I mean, on our way in, we saw you, and you had been strung up and were being bled out pretty much. And I was able to, as we're running by, stabilize you and get you at least so you aren't bleeding everywhere. And then our way out, we grabbed you and brought you back.
Yeah, I don't remember anything since hitting the floor.
Yeah, that makes sense. You took quite a beating. I am honestly very, very happy that you are alive now. I mean, I was not expecting it, but I'm glad that though we left you to them, that we were able to at least save you afterwards.
Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
No, not a problem. I mean, we left you in the first place, so
And just to clarify,
just consider it.
like to point out that you're talking to Bell in his tiefling form.
Yeah, very much. Yeah.
Yeah, but we pretty much knew.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do know, but
Yeah,
just to clarify, you're
When he
having
was
this
unconscious, you
conversation.
saw it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's honestly, I don't. I mean, I don't know what it was, so I can't really have an opinion on it.
Can you do me another favor?
Sure.
Can you bring me my hat?
Yeah. I'll look
Thanks,
around for
man.
his hat. Because we grabbed it.
Uh,
We grabbed pretty much everything, didn't we?
yeah, you did grab everything. The hat is somewhere among his stuff,
Yeah.
piled up into a
All
corner.
his stuff we kind of just left with him.
Into a corner of the room. Yeah, you can grab his hat and pass it
Yeah.
over.
Yep.
He's gonna put it on. It's gonna be like a sleeping cap, and he's gonna be in his human form again. Be like, "Thanks, Sorbin.
No problem, man.
I feel a little bit better now."
Honestly, I may actually take an extra hour and get another lesser restoration just to kind of help him out a little bit more.
All right.
I don't want to be bedridden for 2 weeks. That would fucking suck.
Yeah, for real.
So I'll take the hour and do another 3. Not bad.
3? All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
Get rid of 3 damage. Gotcha. Also, the buff that's giving me Constitution is from my actual race, so I think I should be at a 9, right?
Okay. Yeah, you should be at Fort Con after everything.
Okay. So that should be the 9 then, and then that reduces by 3, so I'm at 6. Okay. So I have a 7 con right now. So I'm actually like Bell, after the hour, Bell would be able to like sit up in bed and sort of stretch, but he still sort of shivers from pain sometimes.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Silera,
Yes.
what would you like to do with your day?
Um,
I mean,
I have I have no idea.
you did mention you wanted to perhaps go about town performing. Since you did mention you
Yeah.
wanted to practice your bardic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could
Right.
also hang out with Robin, because Robin is awake. And
Robin
would actually come up
is-
to you as well.
Okay.
Sure. I'll
yeah,
I'll go see Robin.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Hey, Silera, I wanted to thank you again for coming back for me. That means a lot."
I honestly have been quite honestly a mess ever since we lost half the party. And I just kind of like sit down and just kind of like,
Yeah.
and I've never experienced such profound loss. And I'm like, between you and me, I'm still sorting out how I'm feeling because a lot of it is sadness from losing the people that we lost. And then some of it is anger. And so I know that a lot of times, and I just kind of pause because I'm just like, it's hard for me to open up.
Do you need some time alone, or do you
No,
want something to distract? You want something to distract you?
no, I just wanted to let you know. I know that we didn't get along very well at all in the beginning. You're annoying,
Thanks.
but putting life in perspective, I just want you to know that I am so glad that we got you back. And I hate that you have done terrible things. And I hate that stolen and stuff, but I just want you to know that I am very glad that you're back.
And Robin's gonna kind of look to the side, and he's gonna be like, you know, I have something that might lift your spirits a bit.
What's that?
I wanna introduce you to some people. And not like the shitty kind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Robin's like sitting there waiting for a response, realizing that there's an incredible awkward stare happening, and like, not criminals, not criminals.
My privileged self can't handle no more.
Right? And Robin actually wants to bring Silera to the Fat Man and see if she can, you know, maybe lift the spirits of the people that were rescued and vice versa. Because Robin's gonna be like, hey, because you came back for me, I was able to go back for these people. So if it wasn't for you, these people would still be slaves.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
All right, Robin, Celera, as you arrive at the Fat Man's feed bag, you find Ruth is passed out, drunk, on top of a table.
Nice.
That sounds about right.
One of her arms is dangling on the side, the other one is sort of hugging the bottle against her chest. Marco has a... It's hard to tell that it's Marco because his face is covered by a book that is just being used as a little bit of a shade as he is lying down on a sofa by the window.
Classic.
And in a corner, you see a bundle of 4 people covered by 3 layers of rather thick blankets. And the only person who's currently awake and moving about is a tiefling who's wearing... I wouldn't say it's rags, but it is as close as you can get to rags without being shunned from town. He's got a shirt that was at one point white and is at this point just stained to the point of being impossible to recognize, and a pair of pants that are rather inconspicuous. And he's holding a mug with a little bit of a warm drink. Seems to have that trailing smoke leaving it. Oh. Hello. Morning.
Hi. This
Hello.
is Silera. Silera, this is I never got your name. I am so sorry.
What a great name.
Right?
You're like, look, I did this amazing thing, rescued other people. Who are you again?
It's so exotic.
I know we didn't talk much.
Yeah.
6 SYKS 6.
Gotcha. Well, it's nice to formally meet you, Six.
Nice
Nice.
to meet you.
Yeah, I just wanted to introduce you to Silera because, well, Silera was pretty much directly involved with rescuing me, and because she rescued me, I could rescue you. So, just wanted you to know that there's another friendly face for you.
He nods.
And there's also a little bit of pep in this one. And Robin nudges Silera and is like, "Do the thing."
And then I just giggle a little bit and I'm like, okay, everyone. About to do my thing.
Start
Just
to wake
gonna-
up the hungover people.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Okay, so I just, like 2 days ago, just watched the movie Tangled. Just
Oh,
think
no.
about, like, Rapunzel in the square where there's music and she's, like, grabbing onto people's hands and dancing. That's
Mhm.
exactly what I'm envisioning.
Yeah, and this is exactly the kind of like lifting spirits that Robin thought Silera needed right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the most important question. Who do you grab first? This is key to how this goes down. Who
Key,
is
is
your
that a
first
music
dance
joke?
partner, Valera?
Probably Robin.
Okay.
All right. So
Because I'm looking around and people are probably like, what the hell? And I'm just like, listen, if Robin's gonna join in, it may like get them into the spirit, seeing how dancy we are.
Yeah. Now the trick here is you have to make me look good. So
I'm the best.
yeah.
I will
You got
I
them
will
rolls.
I will make sure that I trip a little bit when I dance and make
Nice.
it seem like you dance flawlessly.
all right, give
Nice.
me a perception performance, Valera.
Oh no, I don't have my character sheet open.
Wow.
What am I, a noob? Jesus.
Been sitting here for 3 hours.
Soft.
Didn't even think to
Yeah, it
open
has
it.
to be a
Uh,
performance dancing, not a oratory.
There's a
There's a performance for every kind.
You can just roll. There should be a blank performance. Just roll
Yeah.
that.
You're naturally charming, but perhaps dancing
There is
dancing
not.
isn't your forte.
She doesn't have extra.
Um,
Go ahead and just roll.
the D20 or charisma
Yeah,
Be a
check.
charisma
D20. It's
check,
D20
yeah.
plus 4.
All right.
Charisma checks.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Charisma
can
check.
play along.
15.
I can play along.
No, because that is a charisma
Oh,
check.
wait, no,
so-
that was Robin's charisma
Yeah.
check.
Oh,
Go ahead and open up your character sheet again.
I don't make you look bad.
And
That's
scroll
all
all the
I
way up.
got.
boy.
Go to core. And click on charisma.
Nice.
No.
Do I assist?
That is your
Nice.
performance.
So,
Oh, I gotcha. Sorry,
uh,
got confused.
as you grab onto Robin and start dancing about, you see Six sort of try to move out of the way, and he's a little bit, you know, not quite put off, but he's a little bit confused as he's trying to see your performance, and he starts to sip on their tea, and you see a little bit of a smile start to crack up on their face, and then you hear a thump as the book on Marco's face just slumps down. It's like, oh shit, what's going on? What's the why are you dancing? It's the morning.
Morning. Good morning.
And he
Good
like
morning,
starts to get up and
gorgeous.
tries to put a hand on your shoulder to stop you. And you probably can grab onto him and pull him into a dance if you would like to.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely.
So
I
Mark is
mean,
trying to
yeah,
grab
it's like,
hold
oh,
of
what's
you
up,
and
bro?
goes like, "Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay, this is all right. This isn't half as bad as I thought it was gonna be." And
No.
then he does a little bit of twirl and ends up sitting again in his in the sofa. At which point you
Alright.
hear the four people underneath the blankets start to crack up, laughing. And you see Six put down his cup and approaches you with a little bit more grace than you expect from him, and offers a hand to take a little bit of a partake in the dance.
I mean, Robin's gonna take his hand and look at Silera and be like, "Alright, you gotta show them your pipes. Let's go."
All right.
Yeah.
So while you
Yeah.
guys are dancing, I'll step aside and then
Yeah.
I will start singing something
Oh,
fun
yeah.
and beautiful.
This
Now
is
you
the
get to roll
moment.
your real performance check.
Yeah.
You get to-
Now you can
now you get to
perform.
actually awe them. Yeah.
Perform
We were just
it.
having fun before. Now this
Yeah.
is a big deal.
We're just fucking around.
Now I'm rolling my oratory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perform with
So
that mouth, girl. That mouth do.
Oh fuck yeah.
Robin, you start
lot.
dancing with Six, and he's actually not half bad. Like he's not a avid performer, but
He's Dexy.
he's Dexy. And he has got a little bit of grace as he's dancing with you. And as Celeris starts to sing, the youngest of the slaves, the child, the boy,
Yeah.
sort of his eyes sparkle up, and he moves out from under the blankets, and he's sporting a very similar attire to Six. And he sort of starts to walk over to Solera and sits down, uh, legs crossed, trying to listen avidly at your performance. And soon enough, you see that well, you see Ruth very slowly starting to turn as she sort of puts both hands underneath her head and is not quite awake, but still enjoying the performance. She's sort of feeling a little bit of a lullaby coming from it. A few minutes are gonna go by as the cheerful scenery calms down a little bit. Six sort of taps out, being seemingly exhausted. Just takes a seat, and sure enough, the other four come downstairs to join the festivities. They're sort of sitting on the stairs that come from the second floor, listening in. You see a bottle of booze being procured from nobody knows where, and start to fill some mugs, drinking early in the morning, as they do. This is the moment as a GM that I realize things have been going so poorly for both groups that I don't have any cheerful songs loaded into Roll20.
Wow.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I mean, I'll be real with you. I was really happy to see all their nat ones they recently rolled. Made me feel great
Yeah.
after
Yeah, that was
how
great.
much we got shit on recently.
Yeah. I was like, let's
That's
throw those
so
in a
funny.
curveball. Let's throw those in a huge curveball. Let's be happy.
All right,
What
so
up?
Time.
If I could sing well, I would sing in real life, but nobody wants to hear that.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
she
I
actually
know that
can
feeling.
sing pretty well, to be
No.
fair.
you'll have
No,
to
you're not.
delect us with some actual singing later on. You have like
Yeah.
2 years to practice before the end boss.
Yeah.
For the Argentina thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I meant
Oh,
like for
God.
the end of the campaign, you have more than 2 years, so
Oh.
you got
Oh.
time to
Okay.
practice.
Okay, well then now I'm gonna find some voice
You just
lessons.
gotta make sure
I got
Silera
this,
doesn't die
guys.
before the end of the campaign. That's fine.
I mean, Robin, we'll put some ranks in that too, because why not, right?
Sure.
Yeah, you need a backup. Just because. Everybody needs a backup.
Yeah.
With
I
that
have a
whole
negative charisma for sure.
With that wholesomeness of a scene over at the Fat Man's Feedback, we're gonna switch over to Sigis. So Sigis,
Hey.
your party has been very active this morning. You heard some footsteps.
Yeah.
You heard a lot of doors opening and closing, and you were left the fuck alone.
Ah, with his books, he's okay.
Yeah.
He needed some times to recharge. These people are like way too extroverted, and he was stepping out of his comfort zone, but now he's back in and very happy with it. For a little
Finally, I'm
bit.
rid of these fools.
No, he likes it. He just needs some time to relax. Things have been stressful at the office lately. So yeah, so I think the one thing I wanted to run by the party though, are you okay with me? I was gonna spend 50 GP, and that would let me have see invisibility and detect secret doors for when we go back to Thistletop if we're fighting ghosts.
Yes.
That
Spend
is
it.
pocket change. Do that
Spend
for
it.
sure.
So that, and then so I was gonna do that. So
Alright. So you're most
See
definitely going to need to
invisibility.
procure some materials with that gold. You need to head. You're probably going to need to head over to the Feathered Serpent, which is the local magic shop. Procure some tinctures and some proper quills to work on your spell book. Properly copy over the formulas. But that is gonna take about 2 hours. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your day?
Alright, so like that, so like if I can assume it, do you want me to make the rolls for it? Because I'm trying to write them into my spell book too.
You have the entire day. 2 spells
Perfect.
will not take that long. We can assume you pass.
Yeah, 5 hours. So yeah, cool. I was gonna do that. I'm going to kind of go through, pop into the like sage guy and kind of give him some report, and then with the goal of trying to, he doesn't like getting out much, but with the goal of like once we've cleared it, hopefully I would gonna try and recruit him, like by telling
Sure.
them about
So
a
you
lot of the
you go
things
over
in the vault.
to
Or,
you go over to the sage's house then. Knock on the door, and sure enough, after a moment, you see your instructor's plump face before you, past the threshold of the door. Well, thanks. It's wonderful to see you again. Come on in, come on in. I have a wonderful tea to prepare.
but
Well, it's good to see that you survived. Um, I heard from one of the guards. You made it back. I'm a little hurt you didn't hear it from you, but well, I'm, it's good. It's good.
I'm sorry I couldn't drop by. I needed to rest, and we were the first person the first thing I did when I left the building was I came and saw you. I have so much to tell you about all of the things I've seen. And so I'll kind of explain, like, we're in these ancient ruins, some of the rooms are at least thousands of years old. You have to see it. The tower isn't
Of course I
entirely
need to see
safe.
them. Where can I go? Um,
Well,
we can pack now. I have all of the day.
I think so. The tower isn't fully safe yet. We're gonna do another excursion out there within the next couple days. I'm not entirely sure of the schedule. It's gonna come down to the mayor and the rest of the crews, but the goal is to have it within the week. So if you can make a list and let me know what you think you need, when we go, once it's secure, I would love it if you could help us learn as much as we can from there's so much to learn, both about academics, and then also for very much for the safety of the city.
Yes, of course, for academics and yeah, for safety of the city. But I don't need anything in particular. It would be best if I go with you and see it firsthand. I haven't had my hands on few pieces of Thessalonian history in a long time.
Well, if because okay, I think we grabbed some of like the research stuff or like the research
Yeah.
papers. So I would be like, well, unfortunately, I can't bring you when we go back. I can't risk it, but I do have. I've been, I'm gonna kind of find. I've been lost. I've just started exploring. These were all the research papers. We don't know if it's all of it is in here, but I was hoping that you could help. I don't know what you're up to for the rest of the day, but if you could help go look through this with me and see what we can figure out. We're trying to figure out what they were trying to do, why they were trying to bring this demon, and if there's anything else that there's things we clearly need to know. And I was hoping you could help me.
Sure. I'll put another teapot to.
Wonderful.
Just lay down on my desk and we can sit down in just a moment.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah, Sigus is just gonna chill with him.
Yeah, give me a knowledge history for the rest of the day. You can take 10. What's your, if you would like, you can take 10. So
I will take 10. So I have knowledge history plus 8.
all right, so that's going to be an 18.
So I just threw it just so you can check the bonus.
Yeah.
Plus your circumstance
yeah.
bonus, maybe? Question mark?
You are getting a bonus
Oh.
from the sage and from the fact that you have.
And you know what? Actually, I don't know if I can use my D4 because this would also
You can.
like if I'm
You
doing
can
this
if
for
you'd
most
like
of the
to.
day.
Yeah.
But I guess
You're
it's
right.
for the whole excursion. So you know what? I'm gonna do it. There's too many times we haven't spent it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Sure.
Fucking do
All
it.
right.
Roll that bad boy.
Hold that.
Oh well. It's
Alright,
all good.
so
Just take it.
there's quite a bit to unpack. There's quite a bit of information that you recollect from both being there, having seen some things, and that helps you a little bit with what you're reading through, all of the theories and the notes that were taken from not just this location but other locations with a lot of Thessalonian history. What would you like to know about? So, would you like to know about Thassalon itself? Would you like to know about Thistletop in particular? Would you like to know about what lives in Thistletop?
I think
Pick
I
one of
want.
the three.
Okay, one of the three. Sorry, what lives being like the demon thing
So-
or
You can ask me about
I
the people of Thistletop, which means the demon and whatever was there before. You can ask me
Okay.
instead about the history of the location itself, or about the Empire in general aspect.
Sigus is really interested in the other stuff in the long run, but I think right now he just really wants to know, like, he knows about the people there and the demon. He knows that Thistletop was important, the location wise, but he really is trying to figure what the plan was and then kind of get into history later.
All right. So, as you sit down and you focus on this question throughout the day, you get to go back and forth with trying to not call him the sage, because otherwise he's gonna become this sort of nameless creature that you go to.
The sage. His real name is Edward, guys.
No.
Oh,
His name is Brother Quink. Quink. So
Quink.
Quink is his surname, and his first
Okay.
name is Brodert, as in Brodert.
So Quink.
Yeah, so Quink.
Robert Quink. Okay.
So you go back and forth with Quink, and you talk about the different theories about who might have lived and what purpose the location might have served, in regards to, like, so you know that there was a man who turned to bones over the eons, and it was very clearly staying in a lab of some form, and the depictions around the area give you the feeling of it being a place of worship, or at the very least some kind of tomb dedicated to one of the Runelords of yore. In particular, um, you gather from the fact that you saw the innards of that of catacomb area. Um, the location must have served as some kind of great edifice, some kind of large monument. Um, and the people who you saw depicted there were very likely the architects of that place. Um, as it was not uncommon, but still very expensive thing to do, that the high nobility of Thassalon will request that their architects or their greatest allies be buried with their greatest project, their masterpieces. So it's very likely that those statues were dedicated or even part of the burial process for the architects of Thistletop itself. That being said, the fact that a demon was trapped inside throws a little bit of a wrench into the equation, as for some reason that must have also served some form of military purpose, especially with the kind of speech that was engraved into um, the upper, I'm sorry, the room across from that prison. But that is what you're gonna gather up of information from your day of research with Quink. All right, so Red, you wake up.
Yes, this red.
Yes. Quick question: where would you have gone to sleep? Back to the Rusty Dragon, or did you spend the night in with your colleagues and old friends and family?
Honestly, I think he'd be worried about catching a knife in the back, given how much shit has been going on. So he probably just went back to the Rusty Dragon. Plus, I think that's where he left the rat, so he has to go find that.
Yep. All right. In that case, you wake up around noon. Um, you hear a little bit of conversation. Um, well, you heard a little bit of conversation in the early morning. Roused you a little bit. You went back to sleep, and now that it's noon, you're feeling rested after a long night. What would you like to do with your day?
Well, given that we're the plan, I believe, was we were supposed to check in with the mayor in the morning. I think he's gonna just. Well, actually, no, he probably wouldn't care. So, he'll kind of like get out of bed and stretch, and then go get some food downstairs, and then meander his way over to the feed bag, kind of make sure that everything looks all right there, and then go to, because he's got to have a sit down with the mayor about getting all those records expunged.
All right. So, in that case, Red and Salera, after having had your bout of singing and dancing, and generally having roused the spirits of everyone in the at the Fatman's feedback, uh, you're starting to wind down. It was a long performance in the morning. Uh, People were starting to move about, prepare some food.
Bandy, your mic's on.
Yeah, I was about
Yep.
to say that.
Sorry.
Um, People are starting to move about the main room, starting to make a little bit of order, turn the bar into a little bit more of a living room, making a makeshift kitchen on the side.
Let's get down to business.
Yeah, it sort of feels like there's a little bit of a humming going on as people are starting to rather cheerfully work the place into not exactly a bar. It's more like a proper house. Is the feeling that you're getting? It feels like you're in moving day. Um, But as noon comes around, lunch is being prepared by some of the girls, two of the girls, um, and the two of you would catch Six having a conversation in this foreign language that sounds slightly familiar. Both of you give me either a perception or sense motive check, whichever you prefer.
Damn.
Damn.
Hell
Alright,
yeah,
so
girl.
Hey.
Salera.
Why am I playing a rogue? Worst skill monkey ever.
So Salera, you recognize. It takes you a moment, but you recognize the words that are being said. Not because of what they mean, but because you've heard them before. Although last time you heard them were in a very much more aggressive manner. They're speaking in a language that is common to the eastern countries. Last time you heard these words was when Amika was having a conversation with one of her relatives at the bar. You recognize this as being the language that is spoken in the land from which Amiko is, or at least her family is from. And as while you're having this realization, it is about this time as everyone's having a little bit of a chit chat, sitting down, relaxing, waiting for food to be ready, that Red comes in through the main door, hoping, I assume, to have a little bit of a chat with everyone before heading to the mayor's.
Sandy, your mic is muted.
Yep. You're talking,
GG.
we can't hear you. Oh, we lost
Bye.
him. Goodbye.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah, no,
He's
sorry.
back at it again.
It
I'm
it
back
it,
at it
it,
again.
it do that sometimes. Yeah, no, he just wants to say, like, kind of hello to everyone and make sure that everyone's all accounted for.
Yep.
And kind of sit down with people and be like, all right, well, I'm glad to see that everyone seems a bit cheerier than yesterday. I figure we got Solera and Robin. Did I see you dancing?
Yeah.
He's a better
Ah.
dancer than I am. The
No,
heck?
not at all.
No,
Not at
not
all.
even. No.
Not even. No, you made me look good. That was your job, so congratulations.
And do it again.
You succeed. That's fine.
Wonderful job.
eh.
indeed.
Well, I'm glad you guys could do that. I want to go talk to the mayor and see if we can figure out something a little bit more legitimate to do with this particular establishment. Solera, I don't know if Robin got you up to speed, but all the gangs they've split back to Magnamar for the most part. So the ones that we have here are the ones who decided to stay and turn over a new leaf. But we gotta get records expunged. They've done some bad things, but so Robin and we turned ourselves around, right?
Sure.
Well, for the most part. Anyway, my point was more, I was hoping you would assist me talking to the mayor and maybe coming up with some ideas for what we might do with this place.
Sounds like your thing, Silera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make it a concert hall.
Yeah, for real. I mean, we got a building, but that's about it. They broke half the windows and the tables, taking stuff out. We got some bruisers. We got some skilled people. We can all cook and do various things, but
As you're saying that, Red, and you look
we've
around,
never.
you're trying to gesture at the fact that tables were broken and windows. Like, you look around, and all the broken tables are gone. They have been converted into firewood and are piled at the back of the room. You see a makeshift kitchen area where the extension of the bar used to be, and most of the windows that were broken are boarded up or repaired with a little bit of cloth to cover the holes.
Well, you guys did a damn good job at that.
Hell yeah, we did. Robin high fives the nearest person. You're damn right.
Oh,
Oh, we lost
Oh.
Red again.
Did we just lose him?
Yep.
Bye.
Hello.
Rip. GG.
Hello.
Oh no.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, let's give it a minute.
But up.
I
Hello.
mean, now he's
Hello?
just muted.
Now
Oh, we're
he's just
waiting for
muted.
him. I have a question.
Yes.
If I have learned spells from a spell book, is each page kind of like a scroll, and can I use it like someone's crazy aunt and just like use a page and then read a page and then like rip it out?
Yes, yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all
If you
scrolls.
read a page from your spell book and just cast it straight from your spell book, it works as a scroll, and the page is blank after doing so.
Yeah. So you'll have
Oh,
to
so I could-
rewrite it.
Yeah.
But if I copy one out of my spell book, then I effectively get a scroll of it from her in like because her copy.
That's how you use
The
the
other-
feat scribe scroll, basically. As a
Yeah.
wizard. And
Costs
also-
about the same too.
Yeah,
I-
you can
but so
also
if I have a-
literally weave a scroll into your spell book, and
Yeah.
it's like you don't have to do the research, you just have to pay the cost of putting it in. That's it.
So if I learned those two spells from her spell book, do I effectively now, because I don't care about them disappearing out of her book, do I effectively have two scrolls of that? Like a scroll of
Yes.
each?
Yeah,
Cool.
you would-
No,
yeah.
well,
that's
You
pretty
copy
lit.
down.
That's awesome.
yeah,
Because
you
at
could
this
you
level,
could
scroll
burn.
scribing
Yeah,
is still
you could
pretty
use
expensive.
the spell off of their spell book as if they were
Now-
a scroll. I'd have to
I
double check
would
that one.
suggest.
It might be
As
worth
a wizard.
selling them.
I would suggest having a spare spell book that you don't keep on your
Yes.
person
Because guess what? People can steal shit.
and burn it and destroy it. There's this really, really dope spell called Shatter. I can shatter your spell book.
It only affects
Rude.
glass and crystalline objects. I don't
No,
think
Nope.
I mean technically it affects non-magical items, but
And a spell
There's
book.
also the spell called Fireball.
I mean
Yeah.
yeah, that'll destroy a spell.
Shatter
But so
technically
I-
doesn't affect a spell book because a spell book is a magical item.
So
Yeah,
at some
that's
point,
also-
having a
I
backup
mean,
spell
the
book is
pages
just
themselves would be, but
Yeah.
I don't think the book.
You could
backup spell book
unbind.
just
the
requires
spell
a
book.
sack of gold, basically.
Come
Yeah.
Again?
Because it's just expensive.
It's
to copy
expensive
things
to
over.
copy everything. Yeah,
You can also
but any
copy.
self-respecting wizard's got one.
You also remember
Mhm.
that if you have a spell prepared and for some reason you lose your spell book, you can buy a new spell book, sorry, and then use the spells you have memorized to scribe them into the book.
Yeah.
So it works in both
Cool.
directions.
Yeah.
Can you give that to me one more time, actually?
So if you for some reason you prepared spells in the morning, you lost your spell book during the day, but didn't cast
yeah.
those spells, you could buy a blank spell book and scribe the spells that you have prepared onto the book to use as a backup.
If I lose this book, I'm basically just SOL.
You're a commoner.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A wizard without their spell book is a glorified commoner.
A pleb.
So
Yeah.
just think
Got ya.
that
A
think of
smart
it
commoner.
instead of just saying that you have to buy another spell with a bag of gold. Think of it this way: is if you lose your spell book, you have to buy another spell book with 2 bags of gold instead,
Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
because
Alright,
it's twice
cool.
as expensive to buy something than it is to craft something.
Also, you would have to find the spells again.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
not
Alright.
all spells are available everywhere.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Red, are you back? Do we have a Red amongst our midst? No.
Nope.
The answer
Guess
is no.
not.
As soon as I said that, they disconnect.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
yes, you do.
Back.
You do.
Okay.
You do. I'm
Yeah.
here.
All right. So, you were. I think we were talking about the fact that you just noticed that the place was looking a lot better since last came by. And can't remember when it was that you ended up disconnecting.
Yeah, I think I just said, well, you can that we basically have a couple carpenters too, apparently. Well, yeah. So I don't know, honestly. I don't know what you guys want to do with with this. But I promised these guys that I'd get their records fixed. So that's what I aim to do. I figure we've done enough for the town, and if they honestly mean to turn over a new leaf, I don't see why a mayor would have a problem.
Could help with that. What do you say we all go?
Yeah. Well,
You want to grab Dorbin as well?
Definitely. I think
Okay.
Yeah.
he's the most trustworthy one of all.
Yeah.
For the mayor, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Although, I think we should ask... might actually come down on the other side of this.
Huh?
You know?
Like you should not go to the meeting?
Well, no, I mean, Dolbin might think that because they were criminals once, they're criminals always. He did have a bit of a or a righteous, lawful thing going. Oh,
And
we
Robin
can...
sort of gestures to the room and is like, I think Dorbin could probably forgive them if we mentioned that they rescued these slaves. That are no longer slaves. These wonderful people, I should say.
Yeah, but I mean, with all the... and he still thinks that you and I have to repay our debts.
Also, I feel like, just to cut in here, I'm pretty sure, obviously, I don't know Dorbin as well as I'd like to know him. That sounded okay. Anyways.
He's a
Well.
dwarf. He
Hey.
doesn't really talk a lot.
But he seems like the type of person that honesty is probably the best policy. So I feel like bringing him along is probably a better idea anyways. So
I agree.
yeah, that's just how I feel. I feel that if I can forgive you, Dorbin forgive you. I'm still on the fence about you, Red, but
Well, that's probably fair.
It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but
Yeah.
I'm not old, so.
Yeah, and I've got 40 odd years of this under my belt. It'll take a little while for me to come around, but I'll get there.
you're going in the right direction, and that's what is important. And I think that Dorbin will see that, and he'll appreciate the honesty and also the willingness to help other people get their records expunged as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll trust you on this one.
If I'm wrong, sorry for you.
Yeah, well, don't be sorry for me. Be sorry for them.
Well,
Anyway,
I will do my best.
We can also see about finding. I should ask. I don't think I got any of your names. He gestures over to the group of slaves. 6 was it?
The non-slave slaves.
Yeah,
Yeah, the people.
the people, the freed, the freed men.
Refugees.
Yes, refugees, former captives.
Yeah. Name's 6. Yeah.
Oh, all right, 6. And so, did we get the rest of your names or just the one?
You when you talk to them, they sort of are looking at you, but you don't get any response from them. And 6 sort of takes over for them and is like, right, Red, they don't understand the local language.
Oh, that makes way more sense. Okay.
We have a friend that speaks it.
Yeah. Well, okay.
as I understand it, you're Juno, Nina, Lyre, Lee, young kid over there. The only one that actually really have a name we born.
Jesus.
We've given
Well,
him
I mean,
Dan. I mean, and the lady. Her name is Goya.
all right. Well, I guess Talma, it's a pleasure to be properly introduced. Since we're talking to the mayor of the town anyway, I figured maybe did you want to accompany us? We could see about getting you set up somewhere in town. And like we said, we got the friend who speaks the language. So if you guys wanted to stay, you've got some people who know, or we can get you on a ship back to where are you from?
I'm. Well, I'd rather stay. And
Oh, you're more than welcome.
I don't think I'm quite ready to do this. People don't take quite kindly talking. Really.
Yeah, that's fair. Tell you what, we'll talk to the mayor about your situation and see if she's got any suggestions and bring them back to you, so y'all can you fellas can continue to recover, and hopefully that'll work for now. I mean, I've never done this whole half of the job, so I really don't know how to settle people down.
It's not easy.
You can say that again. But at least it's improving your situation, right? Okay. Right. So in that case, we'll go grab Dorbin. Roof and Marco, you guys mind keeping an eye on things here? Just make sure everyone keeps their heads low. Go hide if a guard comes in, since you still have
Yeah, we
for
got
the
it.
time
We got
being.
it, boss.
Boss.
Get it? Well, he's sort of the boss, and when
He's
Marcus
so
says that,
senior.
he looks straight at you, Robin, and gives you a wink.
You know what, boss?
Well, I mean, you don't need to be rude about it. I'm right here.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We got it. We got everything under control. Right.
I know you do. Thank
They're
you.
big boys and girls, all right?
One's gonna go
I know,
there.
but I remember them when they was in their little nappies, and I had to look after them. So, bleh.
Uh-huh.
I'm old as fuck, was what I'm saying. Anyway, let's go.
Whatever he says about me never happened.
Marco.
Don't believe that. But I also know you're a liar, so yeah.
Well,
There you go.
for his credit, I'm also a liar, so
That's true. We'll just tell fun stories. How about that?
yeah.
All right, let's go to the mayor's. Pick up Dorbin.
Oh. Alright. So I came up with the names on the spot. I'm trying to remember one of the names that I gave the slaves, please, guys.
Which one?
So I said
there was
6.
Juno.
Oh, Juno. That's the one I'm missing. Thank you.
Juno.
Hey, there we go.
Juno.
Honestly, it's the only one I remember.
I remember
that
all
was-
of the other ones.
There was Lee, Juno,
There you go.
Gosha,
Goya.
Goya.
Goya. Sorry, I've got a coworker named Gosha, so I got confused.
So it's Six, Juno, Mina, Lee, and Goya.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're all from the eastern lands.
Yeah. They are from the. As far as you can tell, whatever they are speaking is from the same land that the Kaijitsu family sort of has their roots in. Oof. Give me just 1 second. I want to double check. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The language that they're speaking is Minkayan, and
Mm-hmm.
as you would imagine, it's from the lands of Minkai.
Wow, that's shocking.
Shocking, I
I
know.
don't believe you.
It's like how they speak Viserion in Viseria.
Right?
Varisian in Varisia. Yeah, it's
whatever.
surprising,
Wow.
right?
It's
right,
my accent. It makes me pronounce it wrong.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys wanna gather up Dorban. Dorban, what have you been doing with the rest of your day after having had a little bit of a catch up with Bell?
Oh wait, honestly, I just realized that the holy water I didn't need for this character. That was for
Different character?
Dran.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dran, because
Oh, for
this is
Dran,
the
oh.
protection from good and evil, and he has to use the so I don't actually
Yeah.
need holy water.
Yeah, you're good.
Confusing characters.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, when you both need a cleric item,
Mm-hmm.
or well, one needs a cleric item, you can use them both at that point.
Cleric everywhere.
Honestly, I'd probably just be chilling with Bell. Honestly.
all right. So the rest of the group, sans Sigis, you make your way back to the Rusty Dragon, and sure enough, you find Dorban. Although he's not in his room, he's with Bell, who seems to be sitting down with a tray of food on his bed, most of which looks to be soups and soft edibles, not the drug kind.
Oh man, I was gonna say, hell yeah.
Well, I mean, with his voice, it kind of sounds like it anyway.
Bruh.
so anyways, like this guy just fucking out of nowhere just belts me in the back of the head and just puts me to the ground. Oh, hey guys.
Bruh.
Oh,
Oh, hey guys.
Whoa.
Whoa.
hey, you're
So I was just
up.
letting him know. I was going into detail about what had happened after all the shit that happened to him.
Jeez,
Bruh.
I'm just glad you're alive. I thought you was a goner for sure.
Not on my watch.
Yeah, no
Also,
kidding.
Is
we
he
can't
still in
fuck
his?
with the universe. We can't fuck with the universe. Robin can't be there.
Oh,
Robin is probably having a little bit of a drink by the bar.
Sounds
Sure,
about
yeah.
right.
Make things less
Is
confusing.
Bell in his human form or?
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
got
He is
the
in
hat
his
on.
human
Okay.
form.
Got
He's
a
got his hat
nightcap.
on.
Okay. Just making sure.
Mhm.
Because depending on how I react, I'd be like,
Mhm.
hello,
Hello?
hello. I'm gonna hang out with Robin at the bar now.
Yeah, right?
Well, then I will sit on. Where is he still in bed?
He's
He's-
just sitting up,
Yeah.
probably.
He
Well,
just
I'm gonna sit on the
started
bed
looking.
next to him because I
Alright.
don't care.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you feeling?
Really bad, but since Dorban helped me out, a little bit better. The guy's really good at what he does. Like
Good.
really
Yeah.
good.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
thanks
I
for coming
don't.
to see me.
To be honest, I
Yeah.
don't think we would have made it through without him on our side.
Sounds about right, yeah.
It's true.
I may not be great in combat, or honestly not that great at talking to people, but When it comes to healing people, I'm really good at it.
Also, Belle, if you weren't hurting so bad, I would punch you in the arm right now for going so far ahead of everybody when you left.
Yeah.
Stressing me out.
About that, I don't know if you know. I mean, I'm sure you're probably aware of the state of tieflings in basically the world. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, so I can't give you a first person perspective of it, but it's really tough. And when you guys told me that Nualia person was trying to become a demon, it just set me off. And like, I don't know, they're like trying to become a demon and they're giving tieflings a bad name, and I just
Question. Just on the becoming a demon thing. Since you got knocked out, we never got to ask what the heck happened to you. What did you do? You came barreling down all big like I've never seen anything.
First of all, I'd just like to say I'm super disappointed that you skipped up on the opportunity to say what the hell or what the devil.
Well,
But
I was thinking about it, but I thought that
you're
might
trying
be
to be
offensive.
Why
PC.
the devil did you do this?
Thank you. That's much better.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
I thought that would be offensive to you. I wasn't sure if I should go for it.
So this is sort of what it is. I obviously, being a tiefling, it's hard times. Nobody, everybody takes me at face value. Everybody assumes that I'm out to get them. Everybody assumes that I'm basically that thing we fought in Thistletop. So I sort of have the cover of an alchemist. Like, I can do what I need to do. But really what I spend a lot of my time doing is just researching myself and like what I am, not who I am, but like what I am, and through that research and understanding arcana and all that jazz, I basically found out that, well, the surface level, I found out that demons have no soul. They're just a body. Their soul is, on the outer planes. And that when you kill a demon, they just go back there, kind of thing, right? And I figured, tieflings are part demon, but like, we're kind of good people. Like, some of us are assholes, humanoids, some of us are assholes, but like, what if we could take the demon part, summon it into a good person to make a good person stronger? And like, obviously from all your perspectives, this sounds like a terrible idea, but all I gotta say is happy ending. It worked. So,
well, it's not the craziest thing I've heard. You should have you should have seen the ideas Rob and I were throwing around last night trying to figure out what the heck to do with the feed bag. But yeah, I'm glad you're in control of whatever it is.
yeah,
And
it's a science.
I'm glad you could, and I'm glad you're back up.
Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
That explains why when I took your hat, so mad. I get it now.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
like the light bulb just like lit up. Like, oh my goodness.
I mean,
Just like
Yeah.
remembering that.
usually stealing people's stuff is not a good idea.
I wasn't
Yeah,
stealing
Robin was
it
a
for
bad influence on
stealing it.
you.
Well,
you
I
probably
was
should stop hanging
being
out with him so much.
fun.
Robin is fun.
You ordered.
Give him that. He's fun.
He's that friend you only go
He's
out
okay.
with. You don't actually like hang out with him. You just go out.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to hang out with him unless you were both drinking. That's the kind of guy he is.
As he's
Yeah.
like at the bar drinking.
Heidi
Yeah.
has a few of those friends, so she knows what you're talking about.
What?
Yeah, everyone's got a couple of those.
Do not.
Yeah,
No, I definitely do.
you know who you are if you're listening.
Yeah.
Which you
Yeah,
probably
Dale.
aren't.
No.
Whoa!
Shots fired.
Damn.
Damn. Called out.
I hope he listens to this. It'll
I
be
hope
great.
so too.
You're just gonna get an IM from him later, like, what the fuck, man?
Fuck you.
Hi, Dale.
But yeah, so Belle's gonna be like, so yeah, you know, people summon demons here, but they're demons. They got that bad mojo going on, and I mean, I just get my other half. So I'm not really whole as I am. Tieflings are kind of weak, all things considered, based on the what they can be. So I guess what I did was something that doesn't ever really happen. It was a demon's body merging with its soul, which is kind of unheard of.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not full demon physically, which is why it works. Otherwise, I would just go fucking ballistic and kill everybody. So I'm glad that works. What?
I wouldn't be able
You're
to
all
be
looking
friends
at me
with you
funny.
if you were evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Not about
which
that
is why
life.
Which is why I'm like, chill. And I
I'm not-
appreciate that you guys are friends with me. It really makes me feel good, because it's hard to find friends.
Yeah.
I
think
mean,
all of us understand that,
I wouldn't know.
I really,
except
really,
for Solera.
Sorry. I had to.
I really can't judge at all. I mean, looking at where I came from, honestly, you've been doing good for the world a lot more than I have. Actually, on that note, Dolbin, we stopped by on the way to talk to Kendra, because well, the entire gang has vacated for the most part back to Magnamar.
That's good to hear. Kind of.
Yeah,
I'd be happier if they weren't anywhere, but yeah.
well,
It's very neutral news.
yeah, with a couple exceptions, we talked to a few of them, and we talked them into staying and maybe using the feed bag as something that isn't a smuggler's den of villainy, turning over a new leaf and all that. So a couple were on board with that, but we can't really do that with wanted posters for them all over town. So we were going to talk to the mayor about that, and we wondered if you wanted to come. And on the positive side for these guys, and kind of proof of the turning over the new leaf kind of thing, Robin and I and Marco and Ruth and the rest of them we rescued a bunch of people that were slaves effectively that were some of the others were trying to smuggle back to Magnamar.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, there's I think they're from wherever Amiko is from. The language is hard, but one of them can speak common, and yeah, so we're working on that. Oh, by the way, he's a tiefling as well. Belle, if you want to go say hi.
Oh yeah. Once I'm feeling better, like maybe I'm honestly my body hurts all over still. Like it's not as bad as it was. Dorvin's really been helping me out, but like maybe I'll be good enough to do it tomorrow. I'd really like to meet him and say hi.
Yeah, his name's Six.
Oh, neat.
Pretty much cut his recovery time in like half-ish.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
still.
Yeah, just whenever you're feeling up to it, I'm sure he'd love to meet another tiefling. I don't know how common tieflings are really in the scope of the Galarian, but I mean, around here you don't see them too much.
They tend to keep to their own, which is usually not great, unfortunately, giving us a bad name,
Well, I mean, there's a lot more elves than you see the reputation that the ones who all live in the clans get, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we'll leave you here, but Dolben, did you want to come and talk to the mayor about that with us? You think it's a good idea?
I mean, if the mayor's willing to forgive him, then I mean, who am I to say? I'm not going to go against the mayor. And honestly, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Marcos, I don't really care for him.
Marco.
Marco,
Yeah,
whatever.
well, he's not
Yeah,
my
fuck him.
favorite either, but I mean, who am I to judge?
I mean, the other one at least apologized when she was trying to kill me. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't even.
He's always been a bit a touch more loyal to the families, that one, but yeah, I can't judge. I've done worse things than he has, I'm pretty sure, so
But if the law is willing to forgive you guys for the good acts that you have done, then I'm more than willing to also forgive them for the same discretions. So
all right. Well, I'm gonna trust you and Solera, and well, Belle, if you're hanging out with us. That's kind of my moral compass, I think. Just
I mean,
because
I
I'll
gotta
need
take a nap.
I'll
but-
need no. I mean later when you
Oh.
feeling better. But
All the nap.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm not
tomorrow
100%
I'll probably
on the
stop by
compass
again and
thing.
help.
I'd prefer to sort of like be an alchemist than an adventurer. Well, like, I owe you guys my life, so if you need me, like, just come ask for my help.
Same
Alright.
goes
Okay.
for us, friend.
Yeah.
Deal.
Well, I don't know if I can offer that for you guys, but you certainly got my sword.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
I appreciate that.
And I
I do my
appreciate
best.
that.
Okay, well,
All
this
right,
just got
all
too
right.
sappy for me. I'm leaving.
Alright, so this is gonna be our last scene of the night as you guys head to the mayor's office. As per usual, there are quite a few people interested in having a little bit of a chat with Kendra. And as you arrive, you're made to wait a little bit. Who is in the party to talk to Kendra?
Robin?
Red.
Me.
Dorban.
Alright, so
Hey,
everyone
bingo.
minus Sigus.
Yep.
Well,
Do we
unless
wanna
Sigus
grab
came, unless Sigus came and found us. I mean,
I think he's been busy all day, which is
Yeah,
why
I think
I
Dorban would
suggested it.
Dorban would suggest it before we go.
We could.
yeah,
We can see if
sure.
he's busy.
Well, I mean, it would make sense. He knows more about this Thassalon stuff than the rest of us.
In that case, Sigus, you probably left when you left the Rusty Dragon in the morning. You probably were asked if when you were gonna come back and probably where you were heading out, just in case somebody came to find you. So the rest of you would have been informed by either Amiko or Bethana that he's over at the Sages. Sigiz, as you sort of come to the apex, not the apex, the
Climax.
climax. Thank you. The climax of your research. Oh my god. As you come to the climax of your research, you're sort of at this point more so talking to yourself than to Quink, and you're interrupted as you hear a knock on the door, and when you turn to ask or to look over to Quinn, he's sort of fallen asleep with the teacup on his belly.
Us.
And it's been a long, and that's when you've noticed that it's been like a good 6 hours that you've been researching. Since the crack of dawn, nonstop. But sure enough, when you look out the window, you see the rest of your party. Familiar faces waiting for you.
Saw, dude.
Staring into the window as they do. Oh, hey guys. I have
Hi,
so much.
Siggies.
Cool. Well, I'll be like, there's so many fascinating. Go full nerd, and like trying to explain all the things, but like mostly focusing on things they don't care about, and like wizard books. But I'm assuming they can kind of
You just watch
drag
all
him
the
out
faces
onto the way.
glaze over.
Looks
Like that.
boring.
Just that like, nah, look.
Right. Well, we can head over to the mayor's. Sigus will go with you.
So,
That's goody.
in that case, you're made to wait, as I was saying before, for just a brief moment. Looks like several of the townsfolk are a little bit concerned about the news of some guards, hard guard duties being doubled, and they were a little bit scared of what could be going on. But they are being quickly dissuaded by the secretary. Sure enough, you're made to go into Kendra's office. She receives you with a little bit of a smile, gestures for you all to take a seat within her office. And it seems like she was pretty prepared because there are about 7 chairs aside from hers, displayed sort of in a half circle around her desk. Well, simply the fact that you're here is good news, so please take a seat. I'm certain I'm dying to hear of the results of your expedition.
I mean, not a great choice of words there.
Yeah, that's a little too soon.
Yeah.
Hey.
My apologies, I was not measuring my words. But please, let me know what happened. I would like to know if there's anything else we need to prepare for. Marcus and his companion gave me just a brief insight before they left.
I mean, for the most part, we took care of everything. The only thing that's still in the ruins now, as far as we know, which I mean, we did a pretty thorough investigation of the area. There's just a secret room that has some ghosts in
Some
it.
ghosts, yeah. But everything else took care of. Also, very thankful to have our friends help. Everybody came in and helped. So we appreciate your help very much in providing additional people to get the job done.
Well, you're welcome. It come at a little bit of a cost, but whatever it is necessary to keep the well-being of our town. Is there anything else that I should know of? Perhaps some potential criminals being executed by pair of paladins.
Yeah.
Where's
You
his
won't-
body, by the way?
Well, I have his head.
His body has been placed in the morgue
Okay.
underneath the garrison.
Okay.
His
Uh-huh.
upstanding warrant for their arrest is technically still open.
Robin
Marcus and
definitely looks like he's thinking about frisking the morgue.
Uh,
But like,
I
he's
mean,
not gonna say it out loud. He's definitely thinking it though.
Dorbin definitely knows he's thinking it, but like,
Yeah.
would we be able to get access to his inventory for the trouble of dealing with him?
well, I've got a good portion of it too.
the wealth
But we-
accrued by that individual is how to say it, not illegal in and of itself, but it was probably procured through illegal means. So it is standard policy that the town withhold those items, and refer them back to Magnamore, or put them out for auction. A pretty coin for repairing the damages caused by them.
Robin sort of leans back in his chair. On that note, Robin's saying this out loud. Speaking of the crime lord and all that jazz, we did technically dismantle the crime syndicate in Sandpoint. It was a very well thought out plan by myself to have them come along and, air quote, help us kill the demon. And when they inevitably backstabbed us, we got to get rid of him.
Okay, let's not make this sound like it was fancier than it was.
Red, shut up. So,
It was just as fancy as he's saying. No,
exactly.
I'm not saying a single thing.
So, in that regard, we did rescue some captives that were their merchandise. I should also mention that there was human trafficking going through Sandpoint because of this crime boss that you did not know of. So, just letting
He
you
knew
know.
of his operations, not of his identity.
Okay, gotcha. We did rescue a handful of them. Sadly, some of them did get away. Some of them flew the coop. They went back to Magnamar. But for the ones that we did rescue, they did say that they would like to stay here if possible. And the Fat Man's feed bag that the syndicate was working out of, we were thinking maybe if you wanted to sell the stuff on Jabril to help rebuild the city, I mean, next to the North Gate, we could maybe put some money into the Fat Man's feed bag for these people. Maybe they could work there.
And
Well,
on that note, instrumental in rescuing these individuals. As you know, I've been, or may have gathered, I've been part of that particular crime syndicate for most of my life. I'm not proud of it, but myself and a few of the others decided to stay, and were interested in turning over a new leaf, as it were. And they were instrumental in helping us with the demons in the dungeon, and well, minus the small betrayal issue, and also rescuing we wouldn't have known where to look for the captives if they hadn't helped us out. So they can't well stay and turn over a new leaf if they've got bounties on their head. So, and I understand if you can't forgive them, but I feel that they honestly would like to have a life that isn't under the thumb of Jabrail.
Yeah. Also, on that note of wanted posters, I might have one too.
he sort of squints at you, Robin.
Oh, that's
Holds
why
up a finger.
was looking for you.
Right. Well, hang on. Give me a minute.
They got my nose wrong, but
Of course.
Okay, Flynn Rider.
Red.
All right. Well,
Your name is. Your name.
yeah. Full name?
Gonna need your full name. Robin's as well. The names of
okay,
your associates. Let me finish.
Yes.
I have to think about what we can do. However, for your services rendered the town of Sandpoint, the least I can offer you to the pardon for your past crimes, at least in the town of Sandpoint. I heard it from Sheriff Baylor, you've been involved in some violent but not extreme crimes. However, I cannot extend the same kind of grace associates without first knowing the full on their history.
Certainly. I can provide the names. But yeah, I can provide the names, and I
Have
know
them.
roughly what everyone was up to.
I'll have a talk with Sheriff Baylor. Have them come by the garrison tomorrow morning, around 10 a.m. We'll go through the full process of identifying them, their past crimes. If they turn themselves in for their misdemeanors, having shown a proper endeavor to turn their ways, I'll consider working a pardon for their crime.
I'm sure as well. If I know the town needs some repairs around the gate, and if we're gonna fix up the feed bag and turn it into, an actual place that people might want to be, I don't know what we're gonna make of it, but I could probably work off some of whatever they owe the city with that as well.
Certainly. The property was under the name of Jabrail's Jabrail Viskies. The property itself will also have to be.
Yeah, donate it back to the city, of course, but
Well, not exactly donated, but it will be sold at an auction, together with the items that we have recovered from the recently deceased. Whatever remains of the cell, having paid for the damages caused by their criminal operations in the town, I'll destine to the payment of the bounties, yourself and your colleagues. I'm certain we can break even.
What was the bounty on Mr. Jabrail anyway?
A lot.
I mean, we would like to collect that for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, and you aren't squeamish, are you, Mayor?
Don't.
Please do not bring body parts into my office.
Okay, I will not. I would
care if
never
it's
do such a thing.
I don't care what kind
Shoo,
of
I don't wanna
severed
see
body
it.
part is. I do not care. Do not bring it out.
Okay.
I've already checked. I don't have silence as a spell. I'm sorry.
That would affect all of us, by the way. But yeah, okay.
Just a corner of
Okay.
the room.
Also, I do in fact have silence as a spell, and I do have it prepared.
I feel like the mayor would appreciate that sometimes.
Yeah.
Someone has to go
Sometimes.
stand in the corner.
Look,
Yeah.
Shut up.
Well,
bounty-
okay.
the bounty on
I
Jabrail-
meant more that we could put the bounty against some of that if it comes
I
down
will-
to it being a sizable amount.
I was considering the bounty as part of the service you've rendered, which is why I was openly and straightforwardly offering you a pardon. The operation of the Skazarni in Sandpoint has accrued amongst all of their members a sizable bounty exceeding the 20,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
Damn.
Look.
So wait,
Wow.
you're telling me I'm worth 10% of the entire gang? Holy fuck.
Wait, what?
Wait.
These are only for the
yeah.
crimes that we have been able to track to them.
Yep.
I'm not certain what the total number is. I think
Well,
Sheriff Baylor will have a better idea of it.
Jabrail will have had other things that you probably wouldn't heard about, and since, well, I'm definitely not going back anytime soon. Neither the others. We could probably help Baylor with some of the unsolved cases and other things.
Of course. We'll consider it part of your community service, and we'll enlist. We'll offer enlisting as a semi-permanent position for those of you that would like to turn in first few months, perhaps a year, depending on their bounties, could be forwarded as part of paying off their bounty. They will be provided for their living costs as part of their enrollment into the guard.
Speaking of guard, real quick, did a mercenary come into town like just before us returning that last time?
If they did, they didn't talk to me.
Alright.
They might have talked to Baylor or one of his deputies within the garrison.
Gotta remember to talk to him about that.
Of course. Is there anything else I would like I could do for you?
The only other thing we thought we'd let you know is once we've secured the tower, to have a couple people go in and look about it, and so we can learn as much as we can to figure out if we have anything further to worry about.
Certainly, I'll see about extending a proper construction and isolation or a temporary property lease on the terrain surrounding Thistletop for you. We can handle that much.
Be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
Anything else? In that case, I think late enough. I think I would like to celebrate, so I'm gonna head down to the Rusty Dragon. I'm gonna have some drinks.
Hell yeah.
I would appreciate it if our local heroes would join me.
Absolutely.
You fucking know it.
I'm gonna be honest with you for a second, though. You were gonna say, I would appreciate if you guys stood the fuck away from me, but
Yeah.
She low-key hates us all.
Dude,
It's like, you brought me great news, but you've also brought me so much. Like, her hair is probably almost all white now.
Always.
Like
Every
it's
time we
gotten to
come
the
in.
point where it's like a third of her hair, and it's only on the left side, has grown gray. So she has this sort of mostly brownish hair, and then a thick stripe of white down the left side.
She's got that skunk look.
Sort of, yeah.
but yes, I would most definitely love to join.
All right,
You
then
fucking know it.
let us drink and forget and celebrate.
She's just low-key an alcoholic. She's like drink
Drink
and
to
forget
forget.
every night.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Poor
you
me.
would be too.
Yeah, I get it.
If you
I
had to
get
do
it.
bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, on that
Honestly.
note, that is going to be the end of tonight's session. I hope that everyone enjoyed it.
You know it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw that someone has joined the stream. That being said,
Yeah, he was asking to host other Pathfinders when we're done.
oh sure. If you're still around,
you
throw me their stream so that I can rate them, and then host. But that being said, that is going to be the end of our session tonight. That is also going to be the end of our stream for tonight. Yeah, I hope everyone had a good time, and goodbye, stream.
Bye,
Goodbye.
stream.
Bye, stream.
I love you, chat.
Bye.
Bye.